Hello people. Today we're going to talk about a dummy 1911 pistol. This is what most people call a rubber duck gun.
Tell me, what exactly is the function of a rubber duck?
This was manufactured for the military. It was contracted by the government for training use. So it's filled with lead with a hard plastic outer shell. And in certain spots, like right here, the lead is exposed, and right here. But from a distance, this actually looks like a real gun. And this is what a World War I 1911 would look like. The flat mainspring housing, the checkered double diamond grips, the long trigger, the wide spur hammer, the low profile sights. Now this is missing its front sight. This was actually in really good shape when I found it for sale, and I bought it, and then the person who sent it to me sent it so horribly that the front sight got damaged in shipping. I was so disappointed because it looked perfect in the pictures when I made the purchase, but he just didn't package it right.
Very disappointed.
Anyway, that's what this is. And right there on the bottom, we see it says U.S. Navy. So this was made for the U.S. Navy contracted this to be used for training, but the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines probably all used this at one time, if not still today. Or they may have Beretta shaped or SIG shaped pistols, since that's what they're using today. But there are still some soldiers that use the 1911. So here's an ad that was placed in a magazine. I'm not sure which magazine it was, but it was advertising the use of cellulose plastics. Machete handles, billiard balls, other things. But in this ad, it specifically talks about the training pistol. And in the top left-hand corner of this picture, it says, "How to disarm the enemy. Because the dummy pistols used in combat training must take a terrific beating, they are molded of tough cellulose acetate." And right there it says who molded the pistol. Kruver Manufacturing Company, using Hercules cellulose acetate, and this was all done in 1944 for the U.S. Navy. Here's another one, which is exactly the same as what we just looked at, but in a lot rougher shape. The hammer's broken, but ironically the front sight is I don't know, my luck. This one, the unit wanted to mark theirs so that it couldn't be stolen or couldn't be easily stolen by other military units. So they marked it so that they would know it's theirs. But this one has seen a lot more use. Front tab on the magazine's damaged. And then this is a casting And it's easy to assume that this might just be an old antique toy, but it's not. And the reason why I know that is because of this lanyard loop right here. This is a parade pistol.
Celebrated Champs-Élysées in 100-year-old uniforms. Others bore flags and traditional dress. Hollande invited 80 countries to participate, all, one way or another, involved in World War I. South Africa, Algeria, anti-colonial rebels, controversially, Britons in bearskins, Greeks in pom-poms rumoured to hide steel toes, converged on Place de la Concorde.
Again, it was contracted by elements of the military that are, you know, mainly involved in organizing parades or functions where somebody would be seen with a holstered pistol, but they didn't want it to be a real gun. They would use this. It would sit in a classic 1916 leather holster, which has the flap that comes around the top, or 1912. And then they'd hook a lanyard onto this, and it would look like a real gun in a holster. So that's really what this is. This is a parade pistol. Now this here is a toy.
Hey, Yutz! Guns aren't toys. They're for family protection, hunting dangerous or delicious animals, and keeping the King of England out of your face.
This was sold out of the back of a lot of comic books in the 50s and 60s and 70s. It's called Lytle Novelty Company. They sold all different kinds of models, like revolvers and German Lugers, and it's a really good copy of a World War I 1911 pistol, with no markings other than this number 2 right here. And what I've gathered is that there's 6 of these that were on a tree, on a casting tree. And so each gun is numbered 1 through 6. I've seen a lot of them, but I've never seen a number higher than 6. So I have to assume that's what that represents. But I really don't know. If anybody knows out there, I'd like to hear. I have 2 of these, and they both have the number 2 on them. So thanks for watching, people. Make it a great day.